Oh wait, I thought my mic was muted. Was it not muted this whole time? Oh well, nobody heard it anyway. The things that happens in this. All right, good morrow, citizens. We are going to start the stream today and continue on with the one final level 85 quest, and then towards the level 86 stuff. I'm not gonna do voices today. A bit too tired for voices, so we're just gonna play this with the me just reading like normal. Greetings on the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I have a message from His Excellency the Satrap, whatever. Brave Scions, you have my gratitude for aiding my people in this most trying of times. Alas, matters here at Megaduta prevent me from meeting you all in person. As a token of my appreciation, I have arranged for a feast to be held in your honor. May it nourish you in preparation for trials ahead. Such are the words of Master Vertra. The feast he speaks of awaits you at Mehrid's Mehane. Pray make your way there whenever your business here is done. We thank you for your kindness. Indeed, I was hoping we might find a place to discuss our next course of action, and that seems an ideal venue. Ah, and to you, Vesutethasar, there is someone we hope to introduce to you in particular. While I am loath to detain you further, might you spare a moment for your time? Oh, you know what? I forgot to announce on my Discord. Let me do that first. Okay. That's done. Now we continue. Personal invitation, knowing full well your services are in the highest demand right now. This must be important. Worry not, we'll save you some food. We'll save some food for you, so take all the time you need. Save some food for me, huh? Thank you, friend. Whenever you are ready, please join me in the 8th Right Plaza. I shall go on ahead. 8th Right Plaza. Which is the one place we haven't attuned to yet. 8th Right Plaza. Which is right down here. I doth remember well now the areas here. Access to the 8th Right you see there has been restricted to a select few ever since the tower first appeared. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience, but it was deemed too dangerous to permit the free movement of visitors at a time of emergency, a risk we could not take. In light of recent developments, however, the Satrap has decided that such restrictions will only hinder our efforts to combat the final days. As such, I would encourage you to attune with the 8th Right before proceeding along the corridor. Attuning. And finally attuned. Now off we go to whatever this place is. It's just to go along the corridor. Okay, wait. Isn't that where Merida Marian? No, that's Hall of Radiant Hosts. Are we going in a Hall of Radiant Hosts? Ah, you must be wondering what this place is. You stand at the Hall of Radiant Hosts, where our leadership oversees all of Razahan's military operations. Sundrop, our destination, lies just ahead. Okay. Sundrop. The place's name is Sundrop. Welcome to Sundrop. Without further ado, allow me to introduce you to... Oh, so you're the famous Vesu Tatahasa, huh? I knew it the moment you stepped through the door. You have the look of the one who's walked through hell. Shirabat, please! You're speaking to the Satrap's honored guest and the savior of all people. Can you not show a modicum of respect? What disrespect is there in paying for a fellow warrior a compliment? We're all friends here, or will be soon enough. More formally, then, for the benefit of my countrymen, it is a pleasure to have you with us, O great champion of Eorzea, scion of the Seventh Dawn, warrior of light, and all-around good egg, I'm sure. She's being sarcastic. What is this place? I hear you've been to Kugane, where you have seen all sorts of foreign embassies and whatnot. Well, we've got them here in Razahan too. Other lands sends delegates to oversee trade and diplomatic dealings. Then there are military matters to discuss, which is why all these officers are stationed here in Sundrop. I imagine you're more familiar with each of the nations they represent, yes? You're more than familiar. You've got representatives from Doma, Ulda and Alamigo, Limsa Lominsa, Gridania, and last but never let it be said least, Ishgard. They're the eyes, ears, and mouths that bridge the distance between Razarhan and their respective homelands. We've used this brief respite to share the details of our plight with our overseas counterpart. And wouldn't you know it, all of their leaders requested a few words from you. Specifically, you're a man in high demand, eh? And so, would you mind regaling us with your account? Indulge us before you indulge yourself. So let me tell you a story. I thank you for the report. The conditions under which men are turned to beasts, the etheric anomalies you have observed, you have given us much to consider. It is concerning that such transformation apparently occurred before the skies turned red. It is contrary to what one would expect. Thankfully, the information you have conveyed to Lucia upon your return from the moon has already proved invaluable. As soon as reports of the calamity here in Thavnir reached the Grand Company of Eorzea and our Far Eastern allies, our leaders knew at once that the final days were indeed upon us. They began taking steps to assess the extent of the phenomenon's spread. Our agents were able to confirm that for the time being, the skies burn only over the bounty, including this island and Corvus. Alas, that is of little comfort. Aye, all throughout allied lands, there have been reports of people transforming into hideous beasts. Oh no. From what little we have learned, these incidents are similar in nature to that involved the merchant Khazal. As was the case here, the victim underwent the change prior to the heavens being set ablaze. And so, while the burning skies have yet to manifest beyond the bounty, the transformations do not appear to be subject to any similar restrictions. If anyone anywhere overcome by despair can turn, then nowhere is safe. That's about the size of it. Speaking of which, we ought to give these creatures a name, don't you think? Here in Razahan, we've taken to calling the first to change, which tend to be the biggest, blasphemies. As fitting a name as any. To ensure clarity in future communications, we shall urge our comrades to adopt this terminology. Our leaders have taken measures to deal with the threat to the best of our abilities. Aye, Each nation has assembled their own groups of elite soldiers to put down these so-called blasphemies and their spawn as and when they appear. At the same time, they are doing all their power to put the people's minds at ease and prevent panic and fear from spreading. That said, brave souls with the strength of fortitude to fell these terrible fiends are not easily found. Just so, and it is for that very reason that we turn to you. Pray lend us your strength and help us slay the blasphemies that plague our homelands. That's a lot of blasphemies to destroy though. Now, you don't have to give your reply before dinner. I should also mention that each blasphemy seems to possess wildly different characteristics. What works well against one may serve you poorly against another. So before you go rushing off to save everyone's day, have a word with the delegates. They'll tell you what to expect. And with that, I do believe our friend here has a feast to attend. Spare a thought for us while you're tucking into all their fine cuisine, eh? You have gained access to the role quests of Endwalker. A separate quest line and story is now available for tank, melee DPS, physical range DPS, magical range DPS, and healer roles. To undertake this quest, speak with any of the delegates in Sundrop and agree to help defeat the blasphemies that plague their respective homelands. So according to this, so my Limsa Lominsa is my area for melee DPS. Pray forgive Shirabat. Pray forgive Shirabat for her rudeness. She can be a bit boisterous at times, but it is simply her nature. Anyways, my apologies for keeping you from the hard-earned rest. You will be rejoining your companions, yes? Do you know the way to the Mayhem? Yes. Glad to hear you're becoming familiar with our fair city. You'll be pleased to hear that all the drinks are on the house, so order whatever suits your fancy. And with that, I must return to my post. On behalf of the Radiant host, I thank you and your friends once more for lending your strength and courage to Razarhan in our time of need. We shall endeavor to fight the good fight to the end, that we might honor Ahewan's legacy and serve Master Vertra well. You have my word that your efforts will not be in vain. I'll start it. I'll start the quest. Vesu, on behalf of Admiral Blofiswin, I thank you for your many deeds in service to Limsa Lominsa. We have received troubling tidings that beasts akin to those that plague Razahan has been sighted on the Lanosian coast. The Admiral has mustered the maelstrom in hopes of quelling the threat. Yet, there is much we do not understand about our foe, and as such, your expertise in this arena would be a great boon to us. Will you help us? I'll do all that I can. Excellent. The Admiral will be heartened to have your knowledge and martial prowess on our side, I am certain. Pray set sail to Limsa as soon as you are able. The Secretariat and Maelstrom Command will apprise you of the details upon your arrival. Okay, now to Mayhem. We go in. We continue this right here. Milil. Welcome. When the satrap asked us to entertain a party of honored guests, I was wondering who he might be. This is a lovely surprise, to say the least. By the way, I heard all about Khalzal from your friend Grahatia. I understand there was nothing that could be done, but I was heartened to hear he meant us no harm. I cannot thank you enough for dispatching the beasts. All the smallest token of our thanks. Your food and drink tonight are Merida's treat. Speaking of which, what shall I start you off with? Water. Just water. As you wish, pray join your friends and I will bring you your drink. Welcome back. Whatever did the Radiant want with you, pray tell? Oh, just some role quest stuff. Our allies have sent military delegates? That's news to me. Mind sharing the details? So yeah, so blasphemy is now plague all the realm. It will only get worse if what father said is true, as it did in Amarat. If that's our model, then shouldn't we expect the effects to grow more severe as it feeds off its own spread? As if people is transforming into those monstrosities was meant of. If the flora and fauna, if the land itself turned against us, no one would survive. Here's your order, friend. May you find comfort in these dark times. Where do we go from here? There's one thing we've learned: fighting blindly and simply reacting to what comes will accomplish nothing. We must find a solution that addresses the fundamental cause before our strength is exhausted, before this crisis spirals out of control. Is there something, anything we've overlooked? If there is an answer, Heidelin herself will have it. It was she who born Zodiac and forestalled the final days. Alas, we have heard naught from her since the Tower of Babil. Whether she cannot or will not speak, I can only speculate. Even the flower she gave us is no more. In our time, we call it Elpis. You would do well to remember the name. Elpis. So advised the Watcher, but what could be the significance of that name? It is entirely unfamiliar to me. Unfamiliar. To me as well. It meant something to the ancients though. In our time. Most surely. Yet I do not recall a single mention of it in the records of Anader. Another dead end, and quite literally. It's not as if there's any ancients living we could go and ask. Not alive as such, but not quite dead. 一人だけいるかもしれない. There might be one person. Elidibus. I sealed him in the white aura site of the Crystal Tower back on the first. Contained within that reservoir of aether that maintains it, aether that is returned little by little to the sea, not may remain of his soul. However, if part of it lingers, we might be able to speak with him there. No. We can no longer make that journey. But you, my friend, still can. It will be an opportunity to look in on the others as well. Thank you, my friend. That would mean much to me. If nothing else, we should learn the first is safe. Should we learn the first is safe, we'll have that much more reason to keep fighting the good fight. That said, the odds are not in our favor, to say the least. Which is why we're fortunate to have Urianger up there on the moon, working hard to make all the necessary preparations for our departure, should it come to it. And why we have nothing to lose by staying the course till the last instant. Indeed, to the last. Let us all do what we can. I will consult with Master Motoya and see if she knows of a way to reach Heidelin from the Ethereal Sea. And I will visit the nation's leaders and attempt to ascertain how far the final days have progressed elsewhere. Keep me abreast on your findings. I can seek out and slay the worst of the immediate threats, if only to slow the spread. Unease, terror, despair. Try as we might to suppress them, these emotions will return to harry us time and time again. But when they do, remember this. Your friends and loved ones are out there, somewhere, sharing in your struggle. You are not alone. So ends the brief respite before the next revelation. Yes, so much left for you to see. When beginning ends and end begins. Now then, is there anything we've forgotten to mention? Are your arms and armor in good order? Semi-good, I think. In that case, it's time we each attended to our task. And when you arrive on the first, give my regards to Rin. Tell her I miss her. Aww. Grahati has something he wishes to give you. Take this, Vesu, my spirit vessel. Huh? Really? You still keep it? Empty now, of course, but it should allow you to operate the tower systems in the Umbilicus. If even the smallest fragment of Elidibus' essence remain, it should be possible to locate it. As for access to Umbilicus, pray seek out Lina for assistance. Chances are she still stands watch at the Ascensor Gate. Should she or anyone else ask after me, tell them I am living my life to the fullest, that I am happy, hardships and all. Well, we had best be on our respective ways. God's willing, we will see each other again ere long. Ere long. Return to the Crystarium. Hold on. Yeah, that's the closest one. So we're not going to the Crystarium yet. We're going to go meet Lina outside at the Ascensor Gate. I just realized Dalion King is still here. There's Lina right now. Vesu, your return. Yes. Have you been well, you and the others? As well as can be. Full glad am I to hear that. I trust my lord is enjoying himself. I like that. He said this to you. These exact words. Oh, to know that he is happy, it fills my heart with joy. Thank you, Vesu, for taking care of him. When you next see him, please tell him not to overexert himself. Futile request though it is. And tell him that all is well here. The peace you gifted us continues, and we work hard to build new lives for ourselves. In the course of this We occasionally bicker, but we've never been more optimistic on the morrow. If I had to mention one dilemma, it would be the question of our governance. Even as we speak, debate rages on how we should run the city in the Exarch's absence. Most are of a mind that the settlement council should continue to oversee the general running of the Crystarium, while representatives are elected to determine policy and handle diplomacy. Thus far, nothing is set in stone. But however we choose to proceed, we will not replace our Lord. No one could. Have we recently observed any unusual phenomena? No, I cannot say there have been. Curious that you should ask me this question though. Some days ago, Rin came and asked me the very same. She was rather unsettled, in stark contrast to how cheerful she has been of late. Rin has been dedicating herself to the restoration of the empty, you see. Though it will take many long years, the goal seems to have given her a newfound sense of purpose and fulfillment. So when I saw her in a state of such worry, I couldn't help but feel worried in turn, especially since she wouldn't tell me what troubled her. I dare say she'll be more willing to confide in you. May I ask you to broach the subject with her? Sure, where is she? You wish to enter the umbilicus? Very well. I shall fetch the key at once and take the opportunity to find her in. Please wait for me in the city, in front of the Cabinet of Curiosity, shall we say? I'll be along as soon as I can. First things first, we have to go to the Crystarium. And from here, we'll go to the Cabinet of Curiosity. I don't know why I actually got super sleepy today. Which is why I did mention on Twitter that it might be a short stream. The following events cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. Cannot be skipped. Waiting. Wait, nobody's here. Like, literally, there's nobody here. Do my old eyes deceive? Is that truly Vaser? I knew it. Ha! It is! Full glad am I to see you hail and whole, my friend. What a wonderful surprise it is to have you back with us, and at this most opportune time. In case you haven't heard, we are planning to produce a tome chronicling events from the flood to the Knight's return. For this project, we intend to draw upon records kept by the world's peoples. Historical and contemporary first-hand accounts will be the centerpiece of the tome, but yours will be the one to crown them all. I have been asked to contribute a chapter on the soul, a subject that is key to understanding much of our endeavors. In the course of developing Spirit Vessel, I gained valuable insights into travel beyond the rift. Knowledge that will allow me to attest to your existence and deeds. There is no end to the questions I would ask you, but if you could indulge me just one for now. In your quest to restore the Knight, you have faced many a formidable foe. Among them, who offered you the greatest struggle? Okay, I'll go with this one. Truly? I never would have guessed, but then if I could, I suppose I wouldn't have had to ask. Oh, mystery answer. 'Tis a tremendously eye-opening answer, and we will see that your account of this battle features prominently in the tome. I know you'd love to talk his ear off, Morin, but we really should be on our way. Those documents from Yulmore won't collect themselves. Of course. And afterwards, would you care to join me for tea? I was hoping you might clarify a few points in your stress. Till next time, then, do tell the others to look after themselves. Our overzealous friend in particular. Remind him not to overexert himself again and again till his ears fall off, if that's what it takes for him to take it to heart. Talking about the Exarch. Just wanted to test it. Is that the warrior of darkness? Hey, he's the kids. It's him. It's really him. What are you doing here? If you're going to battle, I can give you some medicine. I made it myself. Best not, Ricky. You'd only give him a stomach ache. We've come to see Morin to get his advice. One of the guard finally agreed to teach us how to fight, but first we need to choose a fighting style. Well, I know I want to be a mage. Arkil isn't sure. Magic isn't really my thing, so I was thinking of taking up the axe or the sword, maybe the bow. They all seem alright, but it's hard to decide. So I thought I'd ask Morin. He knows a lot. He knows about lots of things. He's in here? Aww. Ooh, why don't you have the Warrior of Darkness choose for you? What do you think suits Arkil best? Axe, sword, or bow? For protecting your friends. The sword. The sword. If you took up the sword, you could be just like Brandon, the Warrior of Light. I love the tale. That tale. Let's borrow that book today. It's really popular though. I hope it's still there. Thanks for helping me decide, Warrior of Darkness. I'll start with that style and maybe try something else later on. And when I get really strong, I hope I have a bout with you. I hope to have a bout with you. Bye bye everyone. Okay, so those are the kids. Let's see who's next. Probably the bartender woman. Or maybe the guy, the lion. Such fun he's been having, basking in the adoration of musty old bookworms and wide-eyed younglings. But does he spare a thought of me for me? Of course not. I waited and waited and waited, but he wouldn't so much as acknowledge the presence of this beautiful branch. It's Fayeul, sorry. Beautiful branch, even though they're right here. Such a heartless thing our sapling is. Cold and cruel and heartless. If you truly miss me, you should have cried for me at the top of your lungs, and instead you arrived. To make up for it, you will call it twice the passion next time. Though for there to be a next time, you've some few struggles to overcome. Oh, my adorable sapling, the world is on the verge of destruction, is it? How do I know this? Join as we are, spying on you is as simple as sliding down the back of a rainbow. Okay. Would that I could aid you in your quest, but the fate of we Fey folk is bound to that of the star. Whither it goes, so too do we follow. Such is our way. The most I could do for you is spare you the pain by gifting you the sweetest of eternal dreams. But if escape's not to your liking, then you must struggle with your fellow mortals. But here are the ones you're waiting for. I wonder what manner of conclusion awaits at Tale's End. Ah, there they are. Rin, Lina. My apologies for the delay. Vesu, it's so wonderful to see you again. You doubtless have much catching up to do, so I shall leave you to it. I've taken the liberty of unlocking the umbilicus, and you may enter at your leisure. I'm relieved to hear that everyone is well. I've had this feeling like a pit in my stomach that I was afraid that something might have happened. Oh, you're not wrong. Maybe I'm overthinking things, but it's just that I'm the Oracle of Light, but I've never spoken with Heidelin, never once heard her call. Even so, I've always had this feeling deep inside me, a connection to something immense. These past few days, though, that connection has wavered, as if that immense something was distant, then close, then distant again. And then, the other night, I was jolted awake by the feeling it had been completely severed. Wanting some fresh air, I went to open a window, and to my horror, the sky was ablaze, like during the star shower. But then I blinked and everything was normal. The next day, no one said a thing. No one else had seen what I had seen. As far as I could tell, nothing was out of the ordinary. I began to wonder if it was a figment of a half-remembered dream. No, the sky in my world sat ablaze. Vesu, what are you not telling me? I have to know, please. It doesn't matter how terrible it is. Sky is on fire in my world, Rin. My star! And a lot of things called blasphemies are popping out. It wasn't my imagination then. The doom we witnessed in Amarod has come again. Can't believe it. Like I told you before, all is well here in the first. So don't worry about us. Please, look only to the threat before you. We're fine right now, and even if we weren't, we've learned how to survive. Should the final days reach us here as well, you may be assured we won't go quietly. Now we'll hold on until you can find a way to save our worlds, all our worlds. So long as you continue to fight, so too will we, united in purpose beneath a blazing sky. Oh my god, why do I feel so sleepy right now? You're headed to the umbilicus to consult with Elidibus, right? I did some consulting on my own and speak with Lina. Decide how we might best prepare for the final days. So it's farewell for now, but we'll see each other again. I'm certain of it. Ah! I'd hate to have end the stream after just 1 hour, but if I get way too tired or sleepy, I will end the stream early, as much as I hate to do it. And have continue, some other time. They make it seem like these guys are dead. What the hell? Biometric authentication complete. Please state your business. I wish to speak with Elidibus. Acknowledge. Reinitializing Circus Tower system. Searching for Elidibus entity. Target located in subterranean core power accumulator. Projecting image. My home, my friends, no more than a dream. You, why have you awakened me? I no longer sense those places beyond. Or Lord Zodiark, you must explain all. Fandaniel did it. He woke Zodiark up, only to kill it. So he has fallen, and my brethren's soul returned to the star. The doom we sacrificed so much to prevent has come again. Old burdens, now yours to bear. But if this is Fandaniel's design, and I, as Elidibus, have a duty to fulfill. Your unsolicited act has restored to me some few memories of the convocation. Such knowledge as I have, I will share. I'm sorry. Why apologize for receiving a favor of the defeated? If it sits ill, consider it payment for freeing Lord Zodiark from servitude. Where to begin? Ah, the end. Your understanding of what caused the final days is consistent with our own. The decay first took root where the currents were the weakest. Yes, the conclusion drawn by him and Daniel. Not the him here of here and now, but as I knew him long, long ago. Having shed light upon the phenomenon, he dedicated himself to devising a countermeasure. Were it not for his knowledge for the celestial, we would never have made the connection and thence forestalled the final days. And though he inherited a noble soul, how different is this last incarnation, so consumed by self-loathing and hate. Elpis? Yes, the name seems familiar to me. Yet I know it not as a flower, but a place. A testing facility for determining which of our creations were fit to be released into the world. Many worked there, and before joining the convocation and assuming the title of Fandaniel, he was their chief. He was Hermes. That is all I know. The crystal tell little of the lives of the 14 led prior to the induction. Elpis itself would tell even less. Nary a ruin has survived. Oh! Wait, I saw you there. In Elpis. No, I did not, but I did. I did. A lingering taste of impossibility. Taste. And a truth that fills my heart. My memories remain clouded, I fear. However, they have revealed to me one possible course. You must travel to Elpis, to the time when Hermes served as chief. Sorry, falling asleep. In glimpsing the Exarch's memory, not only did I make his summoning magic mine own, I also mastered the working of this tower, which, having absorbed my empowered essence, now harbors an abundance of energy. And such, I believe I can deliver you into the past, onto that place and that precise moment. Given the aeons that must be traversed, the gateway will not be fully formed. Your form will be less tangible still than those of warriors of light I have summoned. In all likelihood, none will be able to see or hear you. Yet, even should you manage to interact with others, you will be unable to effect meaningful change. For the reality you wish to save, the reality of which you must return, exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present. You cannot unmake the sorrow and suffering fated to come. In full knowledge of this, will you still entrust your life to your foe and make the journey? Very well. I shall cast you into the river of time. Let this be my final act. Sorry, you must input the commands. I no longer have the authority. First, you must reconfigure the systems. Then, the tower's aether may be channeled for the magic. The preparations are complete. The gateway will soon open. Return at once to the ocular. All appears to be in order. The aether flows unimpeded. The magic shall consume every last mote of my existence, of my essence. Why are you surprised? Did I not say that this will be my final act? Lord Zodiac is no more. There is nothing for me here. The ones I love and long to see again are waiting in that promised land beyond memory and dream. Oh my god, I'm getting too sleepy. Now go, warrior of light. Go and do not look back. Well, Heidelin, I take my leave of you. Yours is the mantle of the last of us. May you have the joy of it, the burden and the solitude. It falls you now, you and your champion, to save our star. Oh, where are we? We're transparent. And Daniel? Remis? These are the ancients. A tuning. We're still tuning anyway. Remains to dutifully by the Aetherite-like device, a guide of this facility in all likelihood. You attempt to get a man's attention, but if he sees or hears you, he gives absolutely no indication. This is the right place, yes? Propylion. You attempt to gently prod the woman to attract attention, but feel nothing, and it seems neither does she. There it is. A remarkably large man wears a black robe and half mask, much like the phantoms you encountered in Mare Lamentorum and the recreated Armarot. It would seem you have made it to your destination. You speculate wildly and shout all the name, manner, greetings, and obscenities, but the man does not so much as glance in your general direction. And here we are, Elpis. Well, well, how rare to receive you in person. To what do we owe the honor? Oh, just a few odd tasks. We'll be here for a while. You're welcome to stay as long as you see fit, of course. As a matter of procedure, however, I must ask that you kindly remove your masks. Come now, is this truly necessary? Surely you can tell who we are. Emmet Selk. Who you are, perhaps, but I am less infamous. Regardless, if we do not follow protocol, it is our host who will be held accountable. So please, do favor us with your handsome face. Can see us. Satisfied? I thank you for your cooperation. You are free to go about your business. Bye bye. You see it too, yes? I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about. Oh my god. That's odd. It's right here, a bit thin in the ether, but there's no mistaking it. The color of its soul is almost identical to Azem's. Do you suppose he created it? Rather unusual for Familiar to have a soul, though. Don't ask me. All I know is that it's trouble. Doubly so if it's his spitting image. So let's leave it be. Come now. He's trying to say something, but it's literally too intangible to form words. Why don't you give it some aether? Spare a sniff of your bounteous reserves. Who do you take me for? Why? My dear friend, of course. One who wouldn't let act of kindness such as my accompanying him on errands to far-flung outposts go unrewarded. I suggest you close your eyes, or this may be unpleasant. You may open your eyes. Hey, we're no longer intangible. We're no longer transparent. And we're big. What? We're as big as they are. Oh, you even adjusted the size. You better indulge your whim. This way it'll be easier to communicate. How very thoughtful of you. And may I applaud you for your artful reinforcement. That's Fandaniel, isn't it? I feel like that's Fandaniel. Without further ado, greetings. Oh no, it's Hithlodius, Chief of the Bureau of the Architects. Oh, Hithlodius, the one that helps us out. Sulking beside me is the most honorable Emmet Selk of the Convocation of 14. Yep, I was right. It's Emmet Selk. And how might we address you, my new friend? Hey, Claudette. So, I love it. I love it so far. There's, I don't cry easily, but there are some sad moments that I've seen before, and some, you know, heartwarming moments as well. So I'd say, yeah, there's those moments, and I guess people who cries would cry. Just because I don't cry though doesn't mean it's not a cry moment. A fine name, and I'm pleased to see you understand our words. So tell us, where have you come? Whence have you come? The thinness of your essence suggests you weren't created here. You do not know or cannot say. Allow me to ask a different question then. What brings you here? I seek a man named Hermes. Well now, the same as us. Perhaps Azem wished to come too, but had to settle for Familiar. If he truly wished to be here, then he would be. Right, you are. My apologies if we've given offense. The two of us can discern the color of souls, you see, and yours happens to resemble that of a friend. And with your purpose matching with our own besides, we jump to a hasty conclusion. We are here to speak with Hermes, the chief overseer of this facility, which we also intend to tour in order to gain greater insight into the man's work. We, I say, though this is Emmett Selk's charge. I am here only to serve as his guide. And I should be happy to serve yours as well, by way of an apology for the misunderstanding. Wait, are you suggesting that we bring it along on official business? This thing we know next to nothing about? If you harbor suspicion, better to keep it closed than leave it on to its own devices. Won't you agree? Besides, having a mysterious life form in tow is a norm rather than the... Oh man, couldn't read it in time. Welcome, my friends, to the testing ground of creation, at Heaven's Edge, Elpis. The world unsundered, Elpis. Wow, looks amazing. The dog! Heidelin! This presence. That's Heidelin! They have axolotls. Hermes! Visitors! We have visitors! Hermes! Hermes. The Japanese pronunciation is Hermes. But then again, they do mean Hermes in this pronunciation as well. So, what secrets are you hiding, I wonder? This is hardly my first time here, but the scenery never fails to take my breath away. Why, it feels as if you could reach out and touch the heavens. Now then, to begin our guided tour, perhaps you already know these things, but for the sake of thoroughness, I shall start with the basics. Using concepts to give shape to ether, creation magics allows us to bring forth anything we desire, be it an inanimate object or living beings. Anyone may conceive the concepts, but they must undergo evaluation at the Bureau of the Architect. As part of the process, living beings and certain arcane entities may be sent here to Elpis for in-depth observation and study. A fascinating facility, isn't it? I dare say you will enjoy touring it with us. Ah, good lord. Okay, I feel too sleepy. I don't think I can go on. I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm sorry for ending it way too early. We're only an hour, about an hour, 8 minutes in, but my eyes are getting too heavy. I'm not really concentrating on the story, and I think I better just end the stream here. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming, and I hope you guys had a lot of fun in this short 1 hour of watching me. I will come back maybe later and continue the MSQ on stream, because I do want to have the MSQ to be totally archived on my channel, so that's why I keep on going there. Sleep before you fall. Thanks, Aerith or Claudette. Yeah, I'm gonna take a good rest, probably a nap. If I might actually, come back in a couple of hours if I'm fully rested by then to continue the stream, to continue the game. But if not, then it'll be probably tomorrow when I continue the game. But anyway, I'll see you around. Have a good day or night wherever you are, and do always keep yourself hydrated and be healthy. That's not how I sign out. Have a good day. stay healthy, and keep yourself hydrated, and of course, to always enjoy the future, citizens. Till next time, everybody. Oats to justice. And hey, J-Man, you were lurking the whole time, huh? I'll see you around, everyone. My eyes are way too heavy today. It's kind of weird.